we are live. Episode 4 of Lou Pickney Plays Fire Pro Wrestling World. This is the Steam/PC version. I use this for several reasons, including that you can use mods. So several mods in use that make this a decidedly better experience. And I hate it for people with the PlayStation 4 version only. I own versions for both systems, but I'm the exception to the rule. But even with both, I play the Steam version. We're playing as Ted DiBiase. Little theme here of wrestlers who, at one point or another, were in Bill Watts' Mid-South Wrestling /UWF in the 1980s. So they're playing as DiBiase, taking on Junkyard Dog, Dog-Faced Gremlin Rick Steiner, Tommy Rogers of the Fantastics, Sting, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Tim Horner, and Brad Armstrong. Referee is Tommy Young. That last match on the episode 3 was wild. I've turned down the audio a little bit more from the desktop side, which is like the game that you would hear in the background. It wasn't quite drowning me out last time, but it was a little bit difficult to hear me at times. At least that was my perception of it. Type in the chat the information playing as DiBiase. This is the City Slickers themed ring. It's a liquor store in my suburb of Nashville where I live. Although it's funny because I barely drink anymore, but people there are very friendly. Good folks. Already got some blood. Brad Armstrong busted open. This DiBiase, greater wrestler. Kind of a slow, like a chop or a punch. Just for the square and the X. Elbow, chop. Clothesline. Double dropkick, DiBiase and Horner on Rick Steiner. Crowd here in this left side corner, this near side, I should say. All right, clothesline. AEW Dynamite last night. At one point I was going to do this right after the broadcast ended, but it's not going to be tenable, so save it for later. They rented Daly's place in Jacksonville, an outdoor venue. They're working with limitations just because of the realities of the pandemic as Junkyard Dog chows down on Tommy Rogers. Stuff for all the companies right now. The New Japan Pro Wrestling's had to postpone their scheduled show at the Madison Square Garden. I think it's going to be August, sometime later this year. Ticket sales are supposed to start soon, but it's not going to be possible at this point. Reasons connected to the pandemic. Blood there. Tommy Rogers, he squares off the Junkyard Dog. Tim Horner thrown to the outside by DiBiase. Sting, tombstone pile driver to Brad Armstrong. Unusual pairing of DiBiase and Duggan. Spike powerbomb on Sting. lariat. Not quite sure I'm banging off from. DiBiase and Sting, spike powerbomb on Rick Steiner. Watch that one. Junkyard dog throws Rick Steiner to the outside. This is an elimination match. I found this to be the best format as far as the live streaming goes. A big lariat from Duggan. And Tim Horner, that shin lock Duggan. Horner finally shakes him off. Steiner takes down Sting, headbutt. JYD, too much to call. Booed just for adjusting my tights. One way to do it. 2.9. Go ahead, our first elimination of the match. It's rather easy at this point in the match to sneak up on somebody from behind, especially when they're all in that same cluster right there. Stolen move by Rick Steiner. 2.9. Near fall. Last night's main event lasted more than 42 minutes. I'm just waiting to hit my kick out button until Tommy Young gets over there. Some cheap applause. Figure 4 leg lock by DiBiase on Armstrong. More of that strange disappearing blood. Not sure what the quirk is in the system that causes it. Probably related to whatever it is that makes blood stains need to be on for the mods to work. Whenever the last game update came out, it seemed to have adjusted it. Unfortunately, to the negative of that. For that crisscross Armstrong and JYD like Hogan and Warrior at the 1990 Royal Rumble. 30 years ago plus. Blows my mind. DiBiase and JYD. Suplex Duggan. A near fall out there. Corner. Returns it to putting on the figure 4 leg lock on Brad Armstrong. Small package by Armstrong with Duggan. Duggan pinned. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the first eliminated from the match. Rick Steiner woofs it up. Low blow, headbutt, below the belt. Tried to clothesline Armstrong, so he got Sting. Arm wringer by DiBiase on Sting off the top rope. Tommy Rogers pins Rick Steiner. Can you believe that? Down to 6. JYD having some fun. Tommy Rogers taking it to DiBiase. JYD, big clothesline on Armstrong. Long strike exchange. DiBiase gets the better of it. Over Rogers, 3 count. Junkyard Dog has pinned Brad Armstrong. 5 remain. The figure 4 leg lock with on corner. JYD to cover on Sting. 2.9. A near fall. It's Horner in yellow. Rogers in white. 2.9. Horner nearly had it. Tommy Rogers looking gassed. Headbutt by JYD on Sting. Sting thrown out of the ring by DiBiase. DiBiase, fist drop on Tommy Rogers. Figure 4 by DiBiase on Sting. Corner's down. JYD's down. Tommy Rogers will find one punch in this match. Sting punches in the corner on DiBiase. Corner went for the pinfall on JYD, broken up by Rogers. Now, Junkyard Dog biting the face of Tommy Rogers. It's getting crazy. Back elbow by Sting. Sting decides to go off the top rope. Tommy Rogers has pinned the Junkyard Dog. So it's Horner, Sting, DiBiase, Rogers, the final 4. 20 minutes into this match. Tombstone. Sting with a tombstone pile driver on DiBiase. Sting and DiBiase now team up to spike powerbomb Tim Horner. Rogers makes the save for DiBiase. Sting off the ropes. Small package by Horner on DiBiase. Only a 1 count. DiBiase stomps away on Tommy Rogers. Elbow. Rogers kicks DiBiase the face off the top rope. Tim Horner, elbow drop. Right in the chest of Sting, but both men down. Power slam, DiBiase with Tommy Rogers. Tommy Rogers has been eliminated. Down to 3. Ted DiBiase in black. Tim Horner in yellow. Tim Horner, excuse me, in yellow. And Sting in orange and white. Spine buster on Horner. Put by DiBiase. Tim Horner's eliminated. It's down to Ted DiBiase and Sting, the final 2. With me playing as DiBiase. Laid back suplex by Sting. An elbow drop onto DiBiase. Spine buster. And a cover by DiBiase. That'll do it. On the $1 million dream. There we go. That's a little quicker than I expected. All right, enough. So no knockouts in the match. A lot of pins. Back hook leg pinfall. Ted DiBiase, your winner. 23 minutes and 45 seconds, the time of the last fall. All right. I think for this next match, I'll run Tokyo Dome. I mentioned this in the last broadcast, but I've made some effort to go through before I start the live stream and make sure I've got the associated ring designs and the arenas that I've got them paired up with looking proper. So not having to waste like precious minutes on the live stream trying to get the decorations to look correct. So this should work though. Tokyo Sports with the Tokyo Dome theme. With younger Tiger Hattori with a red shirt. It's a little trickier, I guess, but I haven't laid out who I'm going to have in a match as far as not doubling up somebody I used recently. Trying to remember, I suppose. Yoshihashi. Waiting to play as Will Ospreay. It's going to be a good time to do so. Ospreay, what a talent. Just exceptional body control and acrobatic skill. And combined with a natural ability to perform highly in a pro wrestling match, which is an incredibly difficult thing to do. I mean, just because you can do acrobatic type moves well doesn't mean you can put a match together or emote to the crowd properly or sell a move or whatever. And Ospreay's able to do all that. He keeps improving. If he stays healthy, give another 5 years, and he'll be even better, I imagine. Go ahead and use Yo. I was going to use him yesterday, and then I didn't. I wasn't going to make this a junior heavyweight match, but we'll have a mix of several different weight classes if you want to look at it that way. It's like he's got a logo or some sort of profanity on his shins, the way it's like almost blurred out with that effect. Like a WWF scratch logo era design. Yeah, it's not going to work with the... There we go. We'll give the black tights with the Bruiser Brody style calf cushions, for lack of a better term. Hey, source material. Just, having some decisions as far as I'm going to put into this match here. How you doing? Minoru Suzuki. I've seen Minoru Suzuki wrestle live a few times, and he just has this incredible presence. I mean, as much as he comes across as that menacing, threatening, dangerous kind of a approach, it comes over that much more in person. It's like it never feels like he's just playing a role or something. It feels like this is Minoru Suzuki, and you do not want to mess with him. Yeah, Hiromu. They have a chance here. We'll see. Wasn't going to make it all New Japan, guys. I'm intentionally not using profanity in this feed, but Yoshihiro might cause me some problems if I attempted that. With Naoya, Nomura. I have Nomura in the red. Sometimes I forget the mouse if I put it over the video game on the screen. Oh yeah, yeah, it's amusing. I like to have it in an exhibition, but it's a lot easier to monetize things and have a brand if you avoid profanity. Although with pro wrestling, it's like working in a TV newsroom. You get an overwhelming amount of it. Although never on air, which is hilarious to me. I act shocked that, you know, a mild curse word is used on air somewhere. And meanwhile, 30 minutes later in the newsroom, profanity galore. With Shuji Ishikawa. Speaking of Ishikawa, the long black tights with the red trim. Captain New Japan. What a bust. That guy had a bunch of chances. One of the all-time best upgrades from an original version of a gimmick to a second person would have to be the Bone Soldier gimmick they had after they turned Captain New Japan. And then he finally parted ways with the company. And they gave that Bone Soldier nickname to Taiji Ishimori. I mean, that's just a night and day from a talent standpoint. Even Kevin Kelly's normally very diplomatic on his broadcasts. How Captain New Japan was like the worst he had seen in I don't remember how many years of broadcasting. Or something to that effect. I don't want to misquote Kevin Kelly. He does a great job with New Japan. He's been doing voiceover work for some classic matches. Looking forward to seeing what else they put up on World. Yeah, Bone Soldier, they gotta drop the fall. Yeah, you have to have some of those, but they already have Yujiro. We'll go with Kensuke Sasaki as Power Warrior. You know what? I don't know if I've ever seen the 2014 New Japan Rumble. No, because I was in Vegas, because I had a fling with a girl out there, and it was like literally flew out there like on New Year's Eve 2013. And several days later, flying back was a trick, though. Got stuck overnight at the Phoenix airport. We had to be in at work at like 11 p.m. that night Eastern time. And I was like in my head trying to figure out, okay, I have to drive from Charlotte to Huntington, West Virginia. Can I do it in X amount of time? That would not have been good if I had to call out from work from airline travel problems. Yeah, because out of Vegas, we got stalled on the tarmac. And, it's air travel. And I don't travel very well to begin with because I get motion sick rather easily. But it was an adventure. Ended up getting to Charlotte, got the connecting flight to Huntington, and made it to work in time. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was worth it. Anyway, that's a long way of saying I don't think I've seen it, but if that's on New Japan World, I have to look it up. Because there's some stuff from 2014 because they started the service late in the year in 2014. We'll go with Tiger Mask. So this will be interesting. Yeah. That was a wild time. Saw the play Jersey Boys. Those tickets were expensive, I'll have you know, but it was a really good show. Of course, now with the lockdown, I don't know if there are any shows at all going on in Vegas at the moment. It's funny how things that almost take for granted, just because of the economic impact of them not being in motion or active or whatever. Everybody's got to close down. Causes a lot of problems that might not have been originally easy to spot. Okay, yeah, if you can check things, that's interesting to see. I mean, I'm sure I can find it if I have to elsewhere, but I'm paying for the service, so why not use it? All right. They're noting chat to be playing as Will Ospreay. So this should be interesting. Will Ospreay versus Yo versus Hiromu Takahashi versus Minoru Suzuki versus Naoya Nomura versus Shuji Ishikawa, versus Power Warrior versus Tiger Mask. Those are the 8 participants in this elimination match. I'm not sure I have trouble saying Ishikawa. Say it fine before the stream goes live, but on the spot trying to read off the screen. Hi. Play this Ospreay from the drop. Kind of a power warrior thrown outside the ring. Hey NWA, thanks for the hosting. I'm trying to remember Kensuke Sasaki's theme song. I still remember his. Oh, look at that flip. It's one thing, the older matches on World, most of the music from that, they don't have clearance for, so like they'll cut to right when the match is beginning because otherwise awkward silence and more of a hassle. I saw Sasaki at Starrcade 95. He actually wrestled twice that night in Nashville because he lost to Sting. Who was it? Yeah, I think it was Sting. In the best of 7, the New Japan versus WCW best of 7 one-night tournament. Had a really good Eddie Guerrero versus Yoshihiro Tani match. But the problem was Kensuke Sasaki was the U.S. champion at that point. And New Japan didn't want him to do 2 jobs on the same show or close together like that, because they were leaving for Japan after the show. And then a Nashville Spanish Fly, Ishikawa by Ospreay. The body slam on Hiromu. Ishikawa drops both Tiger Mask and Minoru Suzuki. That's the original Tiger Mask. Seiya Sanada. Oh, not no, wrong person there. Seiya Sanada was not Tiger Mask. Satoru Sayama comes out running. Hiromu and Tiger Mask attempt to suplex Yo. And now Yo assisting with a power bomb. Power Warrior and a 1 count. Yo with some guts, kicking Minoru Suzuki right in the face. So let's battle up here. Somebody kick him off the stage. It's too bad. Headlock on the ramp. Headbutt off the top rope onto Hiromu by Tiger Mask. The cover. 2 only. Nomura dropped. Double belly to back suplex. And a double team maneuver there. Minoru Suzuki and Yo with a La Maestral cradle. I tried to butcher La Maestral today. Tell Spanish is not my first language. I trust in these pronunciations. Ospreay. Yo down to the floor. So Yo out of the ring, go battle room on the floor. Kick him in the legs till he gets up. Super kick on the floor by Ospreay on Yo. Oh, Power Warriors joined the fun. As Minoru Suzuki lets us know he's thinking clearly. Whoa, a long run. Oh, failure. Springboard forearm attempt. Whoa. Power Warrior brings in the barbed wire baseball bat. Now send Minoru Suzuki over that way to the other side of the ring. Ospreay then. Headlock on Yo. High angle German suplex with the bridge by Tiger Mask on Yo for a 2.9. Near fall. And a plancha. Ishikawa. Saw me coming all the way, didn't move. Questionable strategy. Ospreay, the body slam on the floor on Ishikawa. Super kick by Hiromu. As the ring announcer warns the fans about the brawling going on the floor. With the time bomb. Sounds like from the crowd response. A springboard punch. Hiromu takes the cover and pins Yo. First elimination of the match. Yo knocked out just more than 13 minutes into it. That turned out pretty well. It's a Spanish fly. Strike exchange, Ospreay, Ishikawa. Tiger Mask thrown outside the ring. Power Warrior, Minoru Suzuki in an elbow. Hiromu just watching on as we battle back and forth. Finally, Ospreay gets the better of Ishikawa with a kick. Speaking of kicks, a couple there for Nomura. And a kick by Ospreay. Minoru Suzuki, you don't want to make that man mad. 2.9 on near fall. I broke up Ishikawa's attempt at a suplex. And Nomura, strike exchange. Nomura and Power Warrior. Shinsuke Sasaki. The Power Warrior drop kick gets the better of it. On the top rope, Tornado DDT by Hiromu. On Minoru Suzuki, of all people. Always right for the destroyer. I love it when things work out like that. That's part of the fun of these matches, that kind of unexpected combination of moves. Chops in the corner from Nomura. Moonsault off the top by Tiger Mask. Ishikawa, Spanish fly on Nomura. Ospreay, a cover. And a 3 count. Nomura eliminated. Down to 6. Tiger Mask, Will Ospreay. Ishikawa, Power Warrior, Hiromu Takahashi, and Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, I think a Hiromu versus Minoru Suzuki program would be great. I know that in Japan, they don't like to mix the junior heavyweight and heavyweight sides too much, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way they do things. It's one of those that, like, that could headline a major New Japan of America show. I think there's opportunities for New Japan when they run international markets to do some of that junior heavyweight versus heavyweight if they want to. And they don't need me to tell them how to book. Knee drop to the head of Power Warrior by Ospreay. And a pin. Hiromu pins Tiger Mask. A coup. Spanish fly. Hiromu caught him off the ropes. Power Warrior suplex. And Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, I mean, when it's a rare thing, I hope with the never open-weight championship, they take advantage of having that. It's like a bridge. We can have a junior heavyweight and a heavyweight fight. They've done it before. They had like Ishii versus Kushida. That was like 2014. Minoru Suzuki pinned by Ishikawa. Elbow off the top by Power Warrior. And Hiromu Takahashi, dragon suplex blocked. Ishikawa with a knee to the face of Hiromu. Power Warrior. Ishikawa double teaming on the member of Close and Governed Blaze to hop on. Now a spike, power bomb, Power Warrior, and Ospreay on Ishikawa. With Hiromu to the floor. Oh yeah, Ospreay versus Ibushi. Over WrestleMania 32 weekend in Dallas, I think it was the first ever time they were in a match together. Kota Ibushi and Will Ospreay. The WWN Super Show, whatever they call it, the Evolve promotion. And I saw them right in front of me on top of this, on the second floor, I guess, this Wild West cowboy facade they had at a place called Eddie Dean's Ranch. That's talking about a very Texas-sounding thing, and it was. I did these stereo moonsaults off the second floor of this ranch. It was really something. Convenient barbed wire baseball bat just laying there. Don't threaten me with a good time. So it's Ospreay, Power Warrior, Ishikawa, and Hiromu in the final four. On the apron, Power Warrior. Ospreay going crazy with a barbed wire baseball bat. Spanish fly, Ishikawa, and a cover. 2.9. You can hear the reaction from the fans here at Tokyo Dome as Hiromu just drops Power Warrior right on his head. Spin kick off the mark by Ospreay. Power slam, body slam, call it what you will. A takedown of Power Warrior. And now it's Ishikawa. And that barbed wire baseball bat help him out with that. Ospreay tries to wear down Power Warrior. Power Warrior. Brainbuster style suplex on Hiromu. Power Warrior gets the pin on Ishikawa. Ishikawa versus Ospreay in a death match. That would be something. Ospreay's fired up. Hiromu Takahashi with a Canadian Destroyer on Power Warrior, but Power Warrior, Kensuke Sasaki just jumps right back up. So it's Hiromu, Power Warrior, and Will Ospreay, who I'm playing as, the final three in this match. And Power Warrior placed on the top rope by Hiromu Takahashi. Dangerous move off the top. Little landing there for Power Warrior. Hiromu using his weight against him. He's trying for a tiger suplex blocked by Ospreay. The final two in this match, Hiromu Takahashi and Will Ospreay. Oh no. No, that didn't turn out so well. Hiromu with a body slam on the floor on Ospreay. Yeah, Hiromu's been definitely trying to entertain the crowd with some of these eliminations. Past the 30-minute mark of the match, and the ring announcer again asking the fans to be aware of the brawling going on here in front of them. No disqualifications, no countouts. Probably better that I was not able to get Ospreay to jump off the top rope there. Ospreay trying to get a submission win. Hiromu not giving in. Not yet, anyway. Spanish fly after catching Hiromu off the ropes. Not sure which one's to a downed opponent. We'll see. Shooting star press. The crowd erupts. Will Ospreay, just 2 seconds shy of 32 minutes into the match. What's that music they got going? I guess that's not actual. It's like the cover music they used for when they couldn't use his real theme song for a while on World. There's Yo, Nomura, Tiger Mask, Minoru, Ishikawa, Power Warrior, and then finally Hiromu Takahashi. Your winner, Will Ospreay. Yeah, his theme song, because it was weird because they had it on World for the longest time, with, and then last year for whatever reason, that was. I know when it comes to international music clearances, it's not like it's inexpensive and it's not like it's easy. I can imagine the hoops that have to be jumped through. Nitro ring at MSG. I've got two Nick Patricks. I'm not sure which one I prefer the two. I mean, I know the one I prefer the two, but I don't know which one offhand it was with the initial or just the whole name. And I've griped on here before about the inability to copy an existing referee you got and edit from there to make it your own or make them count a little slower or faster if you want. But unfortunately, that's just not something you can do even with mods. Not now, anyway. Yeah, Ospreay, his evolution has definitely been tremendous to see. And I think whenever the time comes where he starts to work as a heel, because I've seen it from the short-lived run of Flow Slam, if you remember that from Flow Sports. Had a lot of stuff with WWN and Evolve and a lot of other promotions, some from Europe. And I forget which one it was that where Ospreay was working heel, but he was great at it. And it's weird, so used to seeing him as just Ospreay, popular wrestler or whatever. But it's kind of like Sabre. When I met Zack Sabre Jr. that same weekend I talked about with Ibushi and Ospreay doing the stereo moonsaults off the Wild West facade. I met Sabre at that show, super friendly. And then you see him in New Japan now. And his promos are just hilarious. At least I find them to be. Yeah, Ospreay and White. That, someday would not surprise me at all if that's an actual real life team. But, I mean, I guess they could turn. But with New Japan, it's not like guys really turn as much as just how far you are. Like, it's almost like in Red Dead Redemption 2, how you've got, like, it's not just good guys and bad guys, but it's like, a little worse, you're over to more to one side, a little better to the other. And it's incremental. Ospreay, well, Shingo as a junior heavyweight, that was, a stretch to put it mildly, I thought, but it served a very valuable purpose. Able to protect Shingo in the booking, keep him undefeated all the way to the Best of Super Juniors final. So you had this long unbeaten streak right out of the gate for Shingo. You would never see WWE do something like that with anybody because They don't want people to get over more than they are slotted. I've griped about that before. You'll probably hear me gripe about it more later because any sort of argument about that doesn't mention that they're slotted as such, that they're... You hear things like WWE doesn't know how to make any baby faces anymore. That is an absolute lie. That is false. And it annoys me to hear people say that. They know how to, they just don't want to. Nobody's bigger than the brand. Nobody. Unless you remember the McMahon family. And then maybe. But yeah, that's another thing. Well, again, this is where Gedo and his confidence in New Japan versus Vince McMahon and whatever lack of confidence or insecurities deep down inside or whatever it is that makes him do all the crazy things that he seems to do on a regular basis more and more anymore. But I mean, and it's not like I dislike the people that work at WWE. There are some people I've met before that I've known to one degree or another that great people, love pro wrestling, wanted to work for WWF/WWE as a kid. And it's not the same as it used to be. But anyway, let's see. But yeah, but then bringing in Shingo as an outsider, experienced some Dragon Gate and elsewhere. But now as a heavyweight, I mean, I think it was obvious when he came in. It was, you have him standing next to some of the, like him against Taiji Ishimori. The size difference, it was a good match, but it was just interesting to see that, But I will give New Japan a break on that, as far as I can suspend my disbelief. Okay, that's fine. You're going to be a great product. I can handle it if I have to, bite my tongue about the ridiculous notion that Shingo's a junior heavyweight. For Ospreay, I mean, he's clearly trying to bulk up. But I think it should be obvious to anybody that looks at New Japan, the way it is now, if you're a junior heavyweight, there's a ceiling for how high you're going to get. Unless there's somebody that's truly unique that comes along that I've never seen. I think about Kushida. What more was there to possibly do for Kushida in New Japan Pro Wrestling? He won the 2017 Best of Super Juniors, and there he was in the crowd celebrating. In one hand, he had the Ring of Honor World Television titles. He held that belt for the time. He had the belt in the air in one hand, the trophy in the other. The fans are going crazy. But they were never going to let Kushida main event at Wrestle Kingdom. That's not the way they do it. Although now he's in NXT, and from every indication, I don't watch much of that product at all. I can't take it. There's a certain level of masochism for some that watch large volumes of WWE, and it's not like their job to do so. That's just a matter of opinion, though. If people like it and enjoy it, I don't begrudge them that at all. Yeah, Ishimori, he got banged up in last year's Best of Super Juniors, so I think it hurt his match quality a little bit. Although all the guys there are banged up to one degree or another. And if there's anything, I mean, there's not the pandemic. There's nothing positive about the pandemic. But one effect from it is that it's hopefully letting these guys in New Japan that are working through just crazy injuries and just keep going to actually maybe heal up a little bit. I'll put Norton in the match, but I'll let the computer be him. It's not as much fun if I win every time. Probably Bobby Blaze. Bobby Blaze, I've talked with him a bunch, probably the last, 6-7 years or whatever, because I had 2 runs in the TV news business as a producer, and my second time around, I got back into the Huntington-Charleston market, West Virginia. Bobby lives in Ashland, just across the river, Ashland, Kentucky. And his book he wrote about his time in Smoky Mountain and getting into the business, and especially WCW. There's some hilarious stories, just, good times, and then just the nonsense that was WCW so much from behind the scenes. Yeah, Hiromu. Let's go ahead and look at the chat. You're right. Hiromu, he's a unique one. He's someone that could, with his charisma, it's a chance for him to do a lot. He's still young. I'm just glad he's back and healthy and able to wrestle again. After seeing him get injured in person like that. And you got to remember, working in TV and sports broadcasting and all that for years and years, I've seen a lot of terrible injuries. It's unfortunate. It's not like the injuries that people suffer that are covered by the news are any better. It's usually something severe. So, it's unfortunate. But seeing that happen, there was something that just, it was like this, the crowd was already, charged up as it was. And they were having this tremendous match, Dragon Lee was, with Hiromu, and that Phoenix Plex that went wrong. And then incredibly for, say, oh no, Hiromu injured, and then Hiromu with a broken neck somehow finished the match. Still had these crazy, dangerous moves with a broken neck, or whatever the injury officially was. And then, I guess, collapsing right when he got backstage. That was a wild night at the Cow Palace. Unfortunately, not for all the best reasons. It was a great show, had a good time, but... yeah, Ryu Lee, as he's called there. I don't understand the whole thing with CMLL and New Japan, and yet Ring of Honor, who managed to alienate themselves a bit, and I know Marty Scurll's trying to play Peacemaker. Yeah, how he finished the match is just on adrenaline, I guess. And I know there's been times where in the National Football League in the U.S. where you've got somebody with like a torn knee ligament playing on adrenaline and who knows what else to get through the game, and you've got an injury that's going to keep you out and have to have surgery, but you made it through the game. Let's have some fun with this. Glacier. It's unfortunate for Glacier that he was presented the way he was, because he was never able to be taken seriously out of the gate. I mean, they get a hard push in all the promos. And then it's like, let's find a character that looks like somebody out of the Mortal Kombat series. How close can we get to Sub-Zero without getting a cease and desist letter? A Lou Pickney strongly worded letter style piece of correspondence. We got Glacier, and then he has a lot of kicks, as you can see in his moves there, but WCW, for as much as they hyped him up, I think did him no favors with that. Yeah, Scott Norton. I mean, he's just an absolute powerhouse, and which made him, a great fit with wrestling in Japan. But yeah, he could. I would never want to trifle with Scott Norton, even today. Because he showed up as a surprise a couple of years ago, I think in the Rambo, the pre-match Rumble. And I think he worked the New Year Dash show the next night. That's going off of memory here, and that can be elusive for me sometimes. Yeah, so don't forget later, let's go ahead and get Norton in there. Yeah, 2018, that sounds right. That sounds like it could be it. I mean, obviously it wasn't last year because they didn't have one, and they had it at the... and it's... well, you know what makes me really mad? Okay, let me take that back. It doesn't make me really mad because it shouldn't make anybody really mad. It just really annoyed me that because they had to have Ring of Honor also broadcast this, dual event at Madison Square Garden, they weren't able to get a clearance for Minoru Suzuki's theme song. You had the people there live that were singing it and everything. They had to play cover music over it. And even now, where they could, I would hope, still have the original that didn't have it covered over. They haven't restored that for anywhere, not for New Japan World, not for when they put it up on YouTube. And look, it's their material, and they can do whatever they want with it. It's, the Sinclair Broadcast Group can do what they want. It's their right. But it was disappointing. Yes, Powerbomb, yeah. And I'm not sure with Norton if it was just because he was going to work so much in Japan, he didn't want to make a full-time commitment to World Championship Wrestling, or he knew if he did that, he would probably find himself in the mid-card like most people in that company found themselves. I think it was the night before last, whenever it was, I had the match with a gambler. I, for some reason, thought that Daisuke Sekimoto had gotten critical, but instead it was Gambler. It just took him like an extra couple of seconds to leave the ring, and I somehow missed him leaving. And, so I don't know what that says about me or the Gambler. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's music rights. I get it, that's why. But that should not have precluded New Japan from being able to put that song, which they have the rights to from all indications. They certainly play it now. They played it, before then, of course. But if that's the worst thing I've got to complain about on a given day, I'll take it. Lance Storm. When I played Fire Promoter mode, I had a lot of matches that involved Bill Goldberg. So it's almost like, not that I got burned out on, it's just you see a lot of the same matches with Goldberg and you want to say, okay, let's give some other guys a try. But since we're here, I can empathize with a gray in the goatee. It's starting to hit me. Although I turned 43 later this year, Goldberg's what, early 50s? Yeah, Kenny King getting the win. I'm seeing Kenny King on the very first Ring of Honor show in Nashville, December of 2008, at Vanderbilt Memorial Gymnasium, which is a weird-shaped building. A quick aside. I mean, Vanderbilt's in downtown Nashville, and it's an older building that was designed before they have basketball set the way it is now. It wasn't with basketball in mind. So you have like the benches are on like one end of the other under the hoops, which is not the way it's normally done. But it's different. It's unique, and that's where they held I can only imagine what they paid to rent that place. I was really surprised they did that. Then they didn't advertise it hardly at all. But anyway, I suppose I've seen Kenny King, and yeah, him winning was perhaps a curious decision. I know they had to play some politics. But how about the audacity? I'll get this match started here in a second. How about the audacity of Ring of Honor to seriously suggest, that the ladder match should have gone on last ahead of Okada versus Tanahashi. Or excuse me, Okada versus Jay White. Okada Tanahashi was the Dallas match. The one where Okada finally ended the story of like the broken Okada. You know, the guy was lost, couldn't find his character without having that championship belt. And he finally makes it all the way back. The balloons are gone, the old moveset's gone, he's got the classic stuff back. There's a brilliant move by Gedo to essentially cleanse the palate, as it were. After that long run on top, there's the potential of weariness. Like, oh, here we go again. But you always want what you can't have. And they did a really good job on making that happen. But could you imagine White losing to Okada, winning the championship, and then there's another match? Oh, because I sometimes start a story and get off track. The Kensuke Sasaki story from Starrcade. After the last match of the night on the pay-per-view, we were told during like the pre-tapes or the interviews backstage that we couldn't hear, the ring announcer would say, stick around for a bonus surprise match or something after. What do they say? Ended up being Kensuke Sasaki defending the United States Championship against One Man Gang. And it was so strange because they had One Man Gang get the visual pinfall. It looked like the referee counted to 3, and they cut it off there on WCW television and said, your new U.S. champ, One Man Gang, boom, to commercials. The reason they did that is because in real life, they had the referees confirm, they restarted the match, and Sasaki won. And it was a very WCW thing to have happen, if that makes any sense. Yeah, well, Okada versus Omega was the plan. But something Dave Meltzer said that I just presumed it was going to be Okada winning no matter what. I've been told that the plan was not originally for Okada to win that night. If it had still been Omega, he still would have had the belt. Now, I don't know if it was going to be a win for Omega, if it would have been if they had a Broadway 60 minutes or what. But that's what I've heard. And I have to think that there's some lingering, I know there is some animosity between the guys that left, or some of the guys that left for AEW, and then some of the office guys and the power brokers there in New Japan. And I love AEW, I love New Japan, I'm not trying to pick sides, but I know the fact that Kenny Omega went out there and told what the plan was, laid out the booking that he had laid out, that stuff is normally kept very secret. I mean, it's like, very few things leak out of AEW. Well, the same is true for New Japan, although for different reasons. Yeah, another draw would have made sense if they could have fitted with the time window. But and I'm not trying to dog on the Ring of Honor guys. Marty Scurll's great, although he wasn't the one that won that night. I know they had Taven win it, but that crowd would not have reacted well to Matt Taven winning in the main event. And the thought that I compared it. I'll get to this match in a second here, but I get on this tangent and have to deal with it. Would you? Let me see something here. Yeah, we've got. I don't know. You got one chance to run Madison Square Garden the same weekend as WrestleMania and really stick it to WWE. And you had Omega putting that info out there. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, they didn't. Well, look, I'm sure they're mad about it, but on the other side, I know that it has been intimated to me that there were some of the guys that ended up going to AEW, some of the key guys that didn't think they were appreciated enough. Now, that's hearsay. I can't vouch for that, and I don't know how these guys feel. But it's understandable now that I understand why Kenny Omega has it in his contract where he can work New Japan, but the two sides are separate at this point. Although I think the longer they hold that off, within reason, the payoff would be that much bigger. If they would have gone for immediately a promotional war, been like, well, AEW just started. How do they have an identity? So, and maybe it'll never happen. Who knows? That's how pro wrestling works in strange ways sometimes. I don't know if I've ever put Bobby Duncum Jr. from the West Texas Rednecks in anything I've simmed. Or any game ever. So there we go, Bobby Duncum Jr. Now's your shot. Yeah, well, New Japan's ability to bring in key talent from the outside, talk about like Shingo, bring in Ishimori, some select international stars, some guys from Ring of Honor that are just have been working over there. Look with Lance Archer, had that huge 2019. Never under contract, as I understand it either. I will not put Mongo McMichael in this match. Billy Kidman. Saw Billy Kidman have a match. It was a dark match on the Nitro they had in Nashville. It was the last 2-hour Nitro, last 1 hour, whatever it was. Liger against Kidman was the best match of the night, and it wasn't on television. Another typical WCW type thing. Yeah, Archer, he had his opportunity. And I mentioned this the other night. I'm going to keep repeating myself, but I really believe this to be true. One of the best things that could ever happen to Archer was Davey Boy Smith Jr., Harry Smith leaving the company, pushing him to that singles side. And I don't think they put him in the spot that had been intended for Beretta or however they did it. But they gave him that opportunity. He showed he could help try and do ticket sales in Dallas, so he helped out with that. And he was able to really establish his character more. And in the matches, though, he worked exceptionally hard. And he's such a great fit for AEW because he's a big guy that can work well with smaller wrestlers. And let's see, one more. If there's anybody you see or want to see in a match, just let me know and I'll do what I can. Yeah, but Jeff Cobb, I'm not sure what his contractual status is. I'm not sure if he wants to work Japan full time. But they have some sort of a deal with him because he's in like the New Japan Collection mobile game. It's kind of like a card game, but unlike WWE Super Cards, really don't do anything with the cards. I still haven't quite figured out the purpose other than just collecting cards. Anyway, so whatever kind of deal they had, that kind of like the deal that had Trent Beretta and the New Japan DLC. For some of these guys to get just a merchandising type deal. The Cobb, yeah, his match with Kojima in Nashville for the New Japan of America shows. With one show they ran here, that tour they had late January. A really good match. It is up for free on YouTube. Oh, AEW. Fair play, yes. Once they brought him in for the one match, Cobb is in a position where I don't know if he's just a freelancer. It's not a bad spot to be, considering the absolute this land grab of trying to hire up as much talent as every company could, it seemed like. WWE trying to take everybody off the market. Being out there as a known commodity and a good wrestler who can take independent bookings and command a higher rate per night because supply and demand. If the stars' independent scene disappear, eventually they will be replaced. It's cyclical. It always happens. No matter how bad it might seem, they turn it around. But I also know this with AEW, it's not like they're spending just crazy money. They're trying to be very judicious about the way they do it. joking about Captain New Japan earlier. Did I actually put him in? I'm not going to put him in this match here. We were goofing on before. I don't know if I actually put him in the match or not. Well, I don't know if they paid Marco a stunt. I mean, and it could be that because with Jeff Cobb, he was able to work Dojo Pro, that series they taped here in Nashville, actually. You know, and then if he works Ring of Honor, goes over to work World Tag League. With a Roadblock. We're watching live on television. It was happening. Lex Luger, it's like a rib. The finish was a torture rack. And Roadblock, I don't know if he really was 401 pounds, but he was close. It took Luger a few times to actually get him in proper position up there. He only had Bischoff on the air saying, "Come on, Lex." Hey, man. Not easy to be a pro wrestler. New Japan Cup? I think so. Because they released the brackets, and I don't remember them off the top of my head because I had all of one day to look at it before the tournament was canceled. It's not top of mind. But yeah, I think they were going to bring him in for that. And he's a great base for these guys to work with, too, if they come over here. I mean, you could send a wide variety of people, and if they got at least some size, and if not, they can still make them look good. And then working in Japan as well, there's options. Okay, so playing as Bobby Blaze, playing against Glacier, Scott Norton, Lance Storm, Bill Goldberg, Bobby Duncum Jr., Billy Kidman, and the Roadblock. Or an MSG, which WCW never actually did, but pretend it's the Omni if you want. Phillips Arena. The Nitro 96 and Nick Patrick, your referee. I forgot I set up that with you. Purple and gold. The problem is these ropes with this Nitro ring, the black tends to blend in way too well to where you can't see it, where it's a bad thing. We've got like a black floor, or the dasher boards are black. And that's why I set up here with it's a grayish floor, but it actually works out better than it would otherwise, if you believe it. That's me in purple as Bobby Blaze. Bobby Duncum Jr. takes down Roadblock. Norton there, and Goldberg out of the ring. And Lance Storm in the red with suplex on Glacier in the blue and white. The blue and silver, perhaps. Thanks. I wish I could take credit for the Nitro design. That was what I got from the workshop. Most of the stuff I got from my ring designs are things actually made. But thank you. Hustle to get over there, get an arm drag on Roadblock coming off the ropes. That didn't work out. Duncum Jr. sends Blaze to the ropes and then starts celebrating. I got back there before he could stop the cheering. Dave was able to get me an Irish whip with Glacier to the outside. Had Kidman nearly crunched there by Roadblock on that pin attempt. Lance Storm drops Glacier on the left. Duncum, leg drop on Norton. Kidman and Roadblock. There we go. Trying to figure out the taunts for Bobby Blaze. He's doing like the Christian looking at the crowd thing. 5 minutes into the match. Tepid applause early. We'll fight out here. Or even like the ring announcer table has the matching yellow and purple there. I didn't even notice that. Bobby Duncum Jr. on the top rope. Clothesline. Fails to connect. Brainbuster. Testing the strength of Roadblock's neck. Norton drops him head first to the floor. Duncum Jr. to the outside. Good thing my attempted tope didn't try anything more than a missed punch. Side Russian leg sweep by Duncum on Roadblock. Lance Storm trying for a pin on Goldberg, not even a 1 count. Roadblock drops Glacier. Uncle harass Bobby Duncum Jr. Big splash off the top by Roadblock onto Goldberg. Wow. Wasn't expecting that to happen. That's a good question. Goldberg can lift Roadblock for the jackhammer. I would think so. Now I want to see that happen. Small package on Duncum Jr. by Bobby Blaze. Roadblock punch to the gut on Norton. Norton the DDT. Brainbuster. Storm on Kidman. Glacier with the kicks. I can't keep up with it all. Arm drag by Blaze on Duncum Jr. 2.9 on near fall. We approach the 10-minute mark of the match. Oh, come on. Goldberg pins Glacier. Glacier eliminated. First one out of the match. Didn't quite get all of it on that flying punch I intended on Duncum Jr. Got the other 5 over there all piled up in the corner. Center toes. Yeah, tough break for Glacier on that one. Suplex. Duncum Jr. takes over Lance Storm. Deep drop into the back of the head by Roadblock on Duncum. Norton in the corner. I'll send it the other way. Let Goldberg deal with him for a moment. Goldberg dutifully responds by getting a series of shoulder collisions to the gut. Kidman with a sledgehammer. Blaze. Goldberg on the top rope. Hit the button too early, got headbutted. Not sure what Goldberg might do there. Anxious to get away quickly. Lance Storm had Goldberg in the corner. Instead, he decided to go harass me a little bit. .9, Lance Storm kicks out 2.9. Storm with a brainbuster on Goldberg. X-Factor type move from Kidman on Roadblock. Roadblock with that power and size advantage. My favorite things in the game is when somebody's midair to roll their target out of the way. I keep spamming the arm drags, but more effective than I would have thought. Ooh, find the top rope. Let's get down from there. Not a good idea. Oof. Now Lance Storm wielding the sledgehammer. Fisherman suplex by Kidman. Lance Storm is pinned. Michinoku driver by Kidman on Goldberg. Spear by Goldberg. I'm curious about Goldberg being able to pick up Roadblock for the jackhammer. Trying to make a few saves. Nice air on that kick. Billy Kidman shooting star press that criticals Goldberg. Well, we'll have to find out another day if Goldberg can get the jackhammer on Roadblock. Just leave him there. Let's leave it for now. Let's see how long he waits. That reminds me of a match I had in Fire Promoter mode. It's a simmed match. Where Goldberg hit the jackhammer on the floor. I forget who he was going up against, but it was a critical. There was no kick out, but the animation had Goldberg just holding down for the pin. But it was outside the ring, so it'd be a double count out. Goldberg was not the champion, so it's like a challenge for the belt. That very improbable title defense, I recall. Yeah, Kidman, why not? I want to get cameras on you. So it's actually 5 remaining. That's because somebody tried to hide under the ring during the Battle Royal. I noted that a little earlier in the broadcast of my least favorite modern day Battle Royal tropes. Because everybody else in the match looks silly because if you can just leave the ring and roll under and hide, why doesn't everybody? Brainbuster on Roadblock by Norton. Bobby Duncum Jr. going top rope. Thinks better of it. Beats back a double team. Let's see if the other wrestlers are going to let Kidman just stay there or what. Elbow drop off the top by Duncum Jr. misses. Norton the strength for a German suplex on Roadblock. 2 count only. Let's drop a couple of elbows on Scott Norton past the 20-minute mark of the match. Side Russian leg sweep. Quick roll up. What an upset. Bobby Blaze with a clean pin on Scott Norton. Duncum Jr. off the ropes. Arm drag. Elbow shot. Roadblock had seen enough of that Kidman laying on top of Goldberg business. Chain reaction going on here. So we're down to 4. Bobby Blaze in the purple. That's me. Roadblock, real big guy in the yellow and black. Billy Kidman in the wife beater type t-shirt. Please don't get offended that I said wife beater. That's what they call it, not my name. And then Bobby Duncum Jr. with a power slam on Roadblock. What strength. Kidman breaks it up. Yeah, Goldberg's out of it. Although sometimes if you go to the top rope and jump off, because somebody that's laying there critical, you'll hit him. Okay, I'm just not going to be able to jump on the top rope. Note to self, this particular edit of Bobby Blaze looks something to be desired as far as gameplay goes for the non-sim experience. Roadblock into the floor. Michinoku driver, 3 count. Duncum Jr. eliminated by Billy Kidman. We're down to 3. Roadblock, Bobby Blaze, Billy Kidman. Yeah, I was trying to before. Let me see if these two get distracted. Okay. Maybe I'll try like a running move back there. No. He's just stuck there. Small package. 2, 3. Roadblock eliminated by Billy Kidman. Now there's an upset. Chop from Bobby Blaze. Drops Billy Kidman. Going back, suplex. Again, a botch on that running punch attempt. Nicely Roman Reigns with that. Oh, wow, what a bumper with the top rope by Bobby Blaze. I forgot that his strikes have a very limited range here. That short punch. Chop. Well, there was enough range there to knock down Kidman. More than 25 minutes into this match. Started with 8, down to 2. Bobby Blaze in the purple, Billy Kidman. The white tank top and the blue jean shorts, for lack of a better term. Yes. Beat the guy that beat the guy. Running knee lift by Bobby Blaze. Back elbow by Kidman. Clothesline misses. Kidman ducks. Tip for the ride. Flipped out of the corner. The agility shown 27 minutes into this match by Kidman. Arm drag. And now an important strike exchange. Kidman and Bobby Blaze. And one nice thing with the mods, there's a way you can set up where the strike exchanges are not the same length every time, and represents the way that wrestlers are in a match, how tired or not tired they are. So 27 minutes in, not a surprise that exchange did not last very long. Really stop trying to do that running punch. The knee lift, that might work a little better. Like a reverse figure 4. That's just an Indian death block. A submission maneuver of some sort, but Kidman escapes. Clothesline. 2.9. Near fall. Bobby Blaze nearly won it, but Kidman, the escape. Oh, that would be we might be here for a while if they're going to do the Kenta versus Kobashi chop battle. So we're past the 30-minute mark. Backdrop and a cover by Blaze. Bobby Blaze wins. That'd be a poor spoil, hit you in the head with a sledgehammer. No offense, kid, no fan of you in real life, but messages must be sent. And the fans cheer. What is this song? I don't have very many actual music theme songs in here for a few reasons, including we talked about before with the whole music licensing thing. Last thing I'm gonna do is get pinched because I used a Pearl Jam song for somebody, or even like the songs they have that are their own in-house productions. Why take that chance? Bobby Blaze, your winner, 30 minutes 22 seconds, the victory. Yeah, the backdrop finish was not the way I would have drawn it up. I was having some issues with Bobby Blaze's moveset, and more importantly, my ability to work with him, or lack thereof. My car is a Honda Accord, so I felt only fitting to make a ring themed around it. 2014. I've owned 3 Accords. I had a 2000 that I drove for years and years. It's not gonna it's a little cost prohibitive working in radio and television as far as the money goes for certain expenditures, but that business, and get a slightly newer one. Had a 2013 red. Loved that car. And this girl going to her first day of senior year of high school here in Laverne wasn't paying attention. Managed to drive down, slammed into my car, slammed into my mailbox, knocked my car towards my house. Luckily, didn't hit the house or come terribly close, but anyway. So when that happened, it ended up totaling my car. Think your car is okay sitting in your driveway, and the unexpected happens. I tried to turn a negative into a positive, so I took the insurance money and got a 2014. Got a blue one this time, and that's worked out pretty well for me. So you see a blue Honda Accord in the middle. That's my exact make and model. Sports edition. I wasn't sure if it was going to make a difference, so I would really care. It's a lot of fun to drive. The only more fun I've had driving a car was when my brother had a BMW. That was a really fun drive. Having to drive up from Auburn. We've gone to see Auburn versus Mississippi State college football on like a Saturday, and then went out and partied and whatnot. He partied a little more than I did because he was very groggy when he got up. So I drove us up, like a direct drive up from Auburn, over to I-65 north, through Birmingham, through Huntsville, up to Nashville. We got like parking, got to the stadium, and then we were there right in time, or within like a half hour of start time for the Colts-Titans NFL game. So especially under the circumstances, it wasn't like I was having a leisurely drive. It was a lot of fun. But I'm not going to have a Beamer, and Beamers have a lot of extra expenses involved. Oh yeah, super reliable. Remarkably reliable. The 2000 was still going for me. It's just like the accessories were starting to cause me problems. This was like in 2017. I mean, I had this car when I was for a long, long time. I had it a lot of different places. From hot summers down in Tampa, the couple years I had it down there, to being up in Columbus, Ohio, my 1 year in the Ohio territory. Yeah, BMWs. I don't just having to pay to service them or anything involving the parts. It's an import. It's a premium. You're going to pay a premium price. Whereas my car, I'm thrilled with it. But it's not too gaudy, like somebody's going to be like, getting unwanted attention, Let's see. Try not to repeat guys that I've used the last couple of matches. If I can help it, at least. I've Jay White in before. Sometime soon I need to look on the Steam Workshop with Omega, because I've got some Omega downloads that for people designed relatively early in the process before the New Japan DLC came out. So it's not his actual face on there. And unfortunately, I'm just terrible with making CAWs. Not career wrestler skills. I try, but it's just it doesn't work out for me. I can design rings, I can design arenas, but outfits, not as much. Yeah, and I'm so thankful though that you can download them so easily. I've been playing this game or this series for so long. Days where you had to do it yourself. Maybe get some information off of game FAQs if that was already around by that point. Text file with some information in it, and then it's on you. But compared to the other options, Superfire Pro Wrestling X Premium was just worlds better. I think I could just use the out-of-the-box Omega here. But to me, that doesn't look as good as the ones that... I mean, the face is better because actually it's his face, but... I know sometimes he has different ways of shading his hair or whatever, but... And some of these were like the gameplay with even some of these designs, I found them very disappointing. I haven't messed that much with the logic. In part because the whole design part kind of keeps me away from part 2, but I'm sure you can go through and... Because these are wrestlers or designs I've downloaded from a bunch of different people. And I hate that it doesn't show me who was the designer on a given download. Would love to be able to mention that here. I can keep track of it for my own, if I'm looking in the workshop or looking within the game trying to get rid of some of the superfluous wrestlers in there. How about Morishima? He had some memorable matches in Ring of Honor circa 15 years ago. And elsewhere as well, of course. What, BB Hulk? and I realize this is indies, and I don't forget this is not on the indies, but I'll repeat for any new viewers that a lot of this stuff got moved around for Fire Promoter, just so I could get these particular wrestlers into the game that I wanted in various categories. As a result, you get some of the Bryan Danielson. Okay, so if it's before you decide to uninstall it, it shows the creator there on the PS4 version. Well, I don't think I've ever deleted a download on the PS4 versions. I remember like when that first came out, the people had been able to very quickly put them together in the first 18 hours or whatever it was. Point being, I don't think I've removed anybody or deleted them that way, so that's probably why I haven't seen that. Maybe it's the same on the PC version. I just not thinking of it, but the user interface in this game, I wish it was better. It could have been better. The hard part's making this incredible game. I had to struggle to find the cough button there. Walter. I think there's another Walter I like a little better. This one. And Walter's a lot more famous now than he was a year ago from being in the WWE system in NXT. I've seen him working at one of the Evolve shows. Or maybe it was the WWN Super Show 2 years ago in New Orleans. Those chops he throws. My goodness. I mean, you really can feel them. It's like the heavy chop, like Katsuya Kitamura during his brief time that he would throw. It's just, man. It's not like it's a knife edge like a Marufuji one that'll bust you open. Those chops, man. That's where people say it's fake. Yeah, the determination happens at the end ahead of time. The winner's not in doubt. Doesn't think about getting chopped that hard in the chest. You can't work that. Or you can, and you're fooling me on it. And good for you, because that... I don't know. Yeah, Walter got those Kobashi-style chops. Yeah, me either. I have no interest in taking a chop. I mean, if I get compared to like a pile driver, yeah, okay, I'll take a chop as opposed to that. But I'd rather have neither. I'm not looking to get in the ring. My neck's already bad enough as it is. I go to a chiropractor every 2 weeks. And there are worse problems to have, but... having to remember to tuck my chin so I don't land skull first into the mat. Probably I'd just rather avoid altogether. Wow. I believe that with Kobashi chopping Tenryu so hard he's bleeding from his pores. You've got to be tough to be a pro wrestler. That's all I can say. Part of the reason it has just women here, I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody or make it sound like I'm trying to separate them. Other than I don't really care for intergender matches. That just, to me, that's not something I really want to see. Each his own. Some people like it, and there's options out there for that. It's just not me. So, to avoid that, I said, okay, put them all in this one category. But then I've got a few who are here and there, like in WWE or New Japan or wherever. Or it's not New Japan, but you get the idea. Asuka. Okay, since you brought it up, I'll make a one-time exception. We'll use Asuka. I'm a big Asuka fan. I mean, it was so frustrating to me the way WWE just basically squandered that long winning streak she had. Seeing, her putting over, this was Charlotte, WrestleMania in New Orleans. WrestleMania 34. Those shows take forever. I know this year was obviously a lot of things different, but like I didn't go to WrestleMania 35 up in New York for a few reasons. I mean, I love New York City, but it's super expensive up there. And on top of it, I wasn't really enthused to go sit out and possibly in the rain. Managed to avoid the apparently ridiculously difficult area to get away from there at the stadium after the show. Maybe trying to get away from AT&T Stadium in Dallas or in Arlington, Texas. Looked easy by comparison, just trying to find the tour bus a quarter mile away, wherever it was. Yeah, it seemed like such a waste. Look, I understand Charlotte Flair. She's somebody they can push. She can go in the ring, all that. And she has to work within the same system everybody else does. That's why her promos sound the same, weird cadence they teach, because they don't want people to get over more than they're supposed to. Okay, we'll use Asuka. I can rationalize it like this. Put me in there with Asuka in a real fight. 6'2", 205. And she would just wipe them out with me. Like in a shoot, she would, I've no doubt. But in general, the man versus woman violence thing, look, I had to write enough of those kind of stories about real life domestic violence instances when I was a television news producer. You grow numb to a lot of things when you write stories about horrible people and the things that they've done or accused of doing. Some things, though, still anything like, again, mistreatment of animals, mistreatment of children. I hope I never would reach the point that wouldn't bother me. There'd be something wrong at that point, severely. Anyway, get off on that gloomy topic. But yeah, there was so much potential there. If they would have built that Charlotte versus Asuka feud, but you know how that company is. They want replaceable worker bees. Superstars, that's Carney for that now, essentially. Call them all superstars. Everybody's a superstar. Guess what? Nobody is. And that's all by design. This company that's built on just maintaining control at all costs, which might have been successful at a time that AEW didn't exist. But, yeah, they could have told a story that would have made Charlotte look. By the end, they could have made where you actually wanted her to, overcome this major challenge, and it could have been great. But they didn't let that happen. And Masato Tanaka, I saw him in person one time at a MLW show in 2003, May of 2003, Orlando, Florida. Masato Tanaka against the late Mike Awesome. Of course, their feud from ECW, legendary. Yeah, Masato Tanaka, he's impressive. He's fun to play with in this game, too. But in this case, I'll be just trying to avoid his spinning elbows and whatnot. Yeah, it is like, you'd think that with someone like Charlotte, because here's the thing, with Charlotte there, they can control Ric Flair. Like, Flair had a podcast that suddenly went away when they lean on people a certain way. Same thing like with Bret Hart. He starts to get too out of line for what they like. They can always, mysteriously have Natalya go on a big losing streak. And don't think for a second they wouldn't or don't do that. Because they can and they do. Never to say anything directly. They love their passive-aggressive messaging. And it's not a reflection of the people there. I mean, they're just having to, trying to work in this insane business, made to the top company, as far as name recognition value goes worldwide. And have to go through like 5 layers of security to get to Vince McMahon and try and pitch your idea. And what Brody Lee said about talking to Vince and having these ideas and giving him the stuff written down, and Vince saying, I'll look at it on the plane on the flight back. And then, of course, that never happens. Nice to hear Brody Lee tell him. Yeah, the sliding D with Masato Tanaka. That's a pretty good Tajiri, but I like the one I've got over in the WWE section a little better. Except those tights. And he blows a lot of mist, too. Sometimes the most, not impressive, but sometimes a simple move done well can be just as effective as something that's very flashy. And part of that's just the magic of pro wrestling, where some things just work for certain people, even when you would think for no logical reason that they would. Yeah, the Rainmaker, it's a spinning clothesline. It's not like he has to do a 630 off the top into a twist. Not to give somebody a avalanche dragon suplex and drop them right on their head, or avalanche poison Rana. But that's where you get these guys who they don't need to do that anymore. They'll still be just as over. But it was the mentality, the willingness to do that kind of crazy stuff that got them to this spot. You have to have that kind of drive. The last of that dojo system there. I mean, I don't care if you're talking about the Tokyo, the Noge, I think it's called Dojo Noge, or the one in Long Beach, Los Angeles. You gotta be tough. I would get blown up about 5 minutes into those cardio sessions. Yeah, Shining Wizard. I mean, it's when you can have a certain way of delivering it, especially make it your own. There's all sorts of potential. Sounds like the Young Bucks are over here. At some point, I'll have to take the time to move people around. It's just the problem is, like, you'll notice with WWE, the listing, it says 2017, because that's when I created this particular category when I first bought the game. That's the very first one, because that's where the pre-made stuff's before it, and then it starts there. This used to say WCW, but that became AEW, and I moved WCW down one. All right, just need one more here. We'll do a Yuya Uemura. Yeah, moonsault. I mean, that's visually very impressive. Even though you don't, I mean, of course, he's not like Vader do it. Like when the big guys can do it, like wow. But still, if it's effective, it can be impressive. Yeah, 450. Like, on my best day athletically, I would have come nowhere remotely close. That's way out of my skill set. And it just impresses me to no end. It seems like, it just would be physically impossible. Just, the gravity and all, but special talents. Yeah, Kobashi and Yoshizaki. I may save Uemura for another time. I'm trying to have too many guys in similar looking outfits if I can help it. Go ahead, Johnny Ace. It's funny with American fans, for the most part, think of, well, they've been around long enough, maybe they remember the Dynamic Dudes, him and Shane Douglas, but in All Japan Pro Wrestling, I mean, he eventually became like the liaison for international, as I understand it, but Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, he was in some really good matches in All Japan, and I mean, typically he was up there with the main event guys, and they have a way of making people look good, but I mean, if he wasn't able to cut it, he wouldn't have been in there. Johnny Spike, let me take a look. Sometimes whoever it is that made this particular creator wrestler might make a new design that I haven't seen because I haven't played as Johnny Ace in I don't know how long. This one right there, the third. The Terry Taylor type hair there. Although I would be annoyed every time I saw that because it's like brown knee pads and like gray tights and gray boots. Oh, he's having to move the Johnny Spike. I thought you meant his hair. I presume that's the Ace Crusher. I couldn't imagine it's anything else. Now why it says Johnny Spike, I don't know. I only got one of them in the in here. As a spike, that's it's kind of more mop top, but all right. Well, perhaps we'll find out with Johnny Ace if he's able to pull off the what was that called again? The Johnny Spike. It sounds like something they would give to Gargano in NXT. Using Red Shoes Uno, one that comes with the DLC, more than I normally do with these particular matches because I've mentioned this before. And again, I repeat some stuff because I know there are people that don't watch every second of everything I say. With no countouts, that's the one bad thing about using that particular iteration of Red Shoes. Yeah, Johnny Spike sounds like a move if, they didn't frown on pile drivers so much in WWE. Although you can hit a Canadian Destroyer and that's fine, but you're talking about Logic and Vince McMahon, and that can be a dangerous pairing. Yeah, the lawn dart. When I think lawn dart, I think of Kevin Nash throwing Rey Mysterio Jr. to the side of one of those trailers. You had like the Atlanta Olympics going on. They had summer '96, and they were on location at the same spot in Florida. I think it was several weeks in a row. It was one of those, like a few times where it was like, a lot of times with wrestling, and this is how WWE tends to do things, and because they have such an influence, it poisons other companies. They'll have this like self-enclosed angle in a segment, or maybe two segments, and then they go into the next one, and they don't even mention what happened before. And all I can say, different companies have different ways of looking at it. Might as well get this going. It's probably the last one for me. Well, 6 a.m. local time, but many years of working in TV news overnights to produce morning newscasts kind of, it was broken my internal clock. Because maybe appreciate the ability to work or play in this case and not have a bunch of texts and phone calls and emails that are urgent to get to. All right, so here we go. Yeah, it was awful to watch. I'm getting going to the semis. It was easier to watch later when I knew he was okay, but man, it was quite the visual. Okay, so here we go. I'm playing against Takeshi Morishima. Then we get BB Hulk, Bryan Danielson, Walter, Asuka. And I've mentioned before, I normally don't have men versus women in this game, but by special request and by Asuka probably able to put up a legit good fight in there with the rest of them, we'll have her in there. Masato Tanaka, Yoshihiro Tajiri, and Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis. A sheer drop DDT. Where's the Ace Crusher? Well, that's going to have to be a mystery. All right, so here we go. With the Honda Accord themed ring at Corrigan. Red Shoes the referee. Will be the last match of this episode. Oh, original cutter. Okay, that makes sense. I think I was more just perplexed at why it wasn't his finishing maneuver. But I suppose that was the whims of the individual that designed it. Hi. That's me as Morishima just threw Tajiri out of the ring. Asuka losing a test of strength against Tanaka. Walter trying to pin Johnny Ace in 15 seconds. And an uppercut by Danielson on BB Hulk. Probably seems fair. And it's weird because like when the presentation of man-on-woman violence in a setting that that's not actually a real assault. It's when it's I can handle like a true romance when I don't want to spoil anything. Anybody hasn't seen the movie? It's a great movie. When Alabama and the character played by James Gandolfini had their battle in the hotel room. I mean, it's very violent, but it's not the actress actually herself being hit with punches. Whereas if you see it and you're trying to suspend disbelief, you got one of two choices: either that disbelief is broken, or you're going to accept it, thinking that this guy's just unloaded on a woman like this. I know some people like that particular entertaining. That's not my speed. Ace Crusher, yeah. his little point thing he does. Asuka rolls back in. That was all about 3D. Tanaka and BB Hulk with a 3D on Asuka, who popped right back up. Yeah, that right there, the car in the middle, that blue car, that's mine. I mean, not that particular one, but... BB Hulk out of the ring. Danielson with a figure 4 on Asuka. Walter slaps Masato Tanaka in the face. Strange looking sleeper hold there from Johnny Ace on Tajiri. There we go. So we'll catch Masato Tanaka coming in there for the Irish whip into the near side ropes. And there's a suplex that sends Tajiri to the outside from Masato Tanaka. Oh, a kendo stick away from Tajiri. That a twisting vertical suplex slash brainbuster by Masato Tanaka. Morishima unloading on Tajiri. Masato Tanaka staring his elbows. Forearm shots. Walter. Johnny Ace with BB Hulk. And a Boston Crab. Leg drop on Asuka and Morishima. Go for a pin. 7 minutes into a match. There's a chair laying right there and several other wrestlers around you. Don't take that into account, you get what you deserve. That didn't work. There we go. BB Hulk to the floor. That early tepid applause. That pin attempt by Asuka. Danielson with Walter. Morishima and Danielson putting their past feud behind them to team up for a double suplex. 2-on-1 suplex. Pele kick by Tajiri. Strike exchange. Finally, Johnny Ace drops Danielson. It's like a family feud in there with the Bellas connection. I didn't even think that was putting this match together. That was a mistake. A sloppy punch attack that knocked me down and suddenly had Danielson there ready to take me on. I'm trying to figure out how close I need to be with that. Like, I see the Vader style. Not open hand, but it's like the side punch to the face. Try that. I'll have to practice that one later. All right, so it's BB Hulk there in the green and gray pants. Johnny Ace top rope. Moonsault. We're talking about a moonsault there moments ago. Danielson. Headbutt off the top on BB Hulk, covered by Tajiri. 3 count. Tajiri has pinned Masato Tanaka. Moonsault onto BB Hulk by Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace had Danielson there on the lookout for him. The collusion going on. Asuka with the strength to take over Tajiri. Danielson into the corner. Asuka, the shots to Walter. Johnny Ace an elbow to Asuka. And the tarantula Danielson's caught the tarantula from Tajiri. Walter's freaking out there. Oh, the mist. Tajiri, the mist spray. I think he got anybody. Dragon suplex for the bridge by Danielson on Walter. Only a 2. That'd have been something. Played that one poorly. Walter throws Asuka to the floor. Another Pele kick by Tajiri. Tajiri this time to Johnny Ace. A submission maneuver there locked in. Was he playing? I didn't type that in the chat after all that. Choke slam on Ace. Morishima with Asuka right there to jump in on it. BB Hulk and Morishima exchange shots. Danielson, arm wringer. Johnny Ace, back kick by Tajiri. Roll through by Tajiri. It's a chair shot to the head. He's a chair shot on Asuka and the roll away. Sit out. Pile driver critical. Danielson's got critical. Sit out pile driver by Walter. It's a rough landing. Danielson out of it. KO. Two count. Try the mist. And Tajiri. For us to kick to Johnny Ace's face. Greg Hughes make the cover. That didn't work out right. There we go. You got half dozen tries to get the clubbing shots to the side and the back of the head. Ace gets dropped by Walter. Walter that neck twist. 2.9. Asuka kicks out. Walter to the outside. Cover on BB Hulk by Tajiri. The crowd's starting to get into it nearing the 20-minute mark of the match. And look at the height on that moonsault by Tajiri. Morishima with Walter into that metal barricade. Green metal. And notice how dark it is there? That's by design with this particular look. Not for this angle as much, although it works for this, but more from when you have like the cam, like the crowd view on the free cam. With the Carlzilla mod pack. And what a great job Carlzilla does. Many thanks and appreciations to Carlzilla. I don't do much like the whole Patreon thing. I've never really participated in that with very many people much. I do with Carlzilla because as a direct result of his hard work, I'm able to do stuff like this and have more fun with it. Sidewalk slam. The ref's going for the pin attempt by Asuka. On Tajiri, not going to make the count. Now it's Tajiri trying to pin Asuka. Another 2 count. It's by Tajiri. For a split second, I thought I'd go on top rope with Morishima. Too much of a cluster of wrestlers there, plus Morishima going off the top rope. Probably not the best utilization of his skill set. 2 count. Johnny Ace had a pin attempt going on Asuka, but had to wait his turn. The way it goes in these elimination matches. BB Hulk to the outside. Hulk wanted no part of me on the floor. No missed there. And Johnny Ace tried to break it up, and Asuka able to kick out. Didn't need my help. 2 count. With a crowd getting into it. 23 minutes plus into this match. Ace tries a suplex reversed by Morishima, and Johnny Ace falls to the floor. Sorry, Asuka. Or as sorry as I can be for intentionally elbowing you in the back of the head. I can't just sit on out there, Morishima. Or maybe you can. It's one way to avoid getting eliminated. Just crushed the chest of Johnny Ace outside the ring indefinitely. So in the ring you got Tajiri and BB Hulk. Walter just got kicked in the face by Asuka. Johnny Ace just took a chair to the shot from the wrestler I'm playing as, Takeshi Morishima. Roll through. 2 counts. Johnny Ace saves me for Asuka. How about that? Arm drag by BB Hulk. One of the little things I love about this game, being able to roll people over and just dump them off the apron like that, out of the ring. And a chokeslam attempt on BB Hulk, but he reversed it with an arm drag. I was not expecting that. 26 minutes into this match, BB Hulk drops Ace, and the mist. Tajiri got the mist on Walter. Walter blindly chopping. Oh, come on, Tajiri. Okay, you're going to go top rope. I'll let you do it this one time. So Tajiri, after spraying Walter in the eyes, and you can see that mist on his chest, too. Eliminated. We'll stump on Tajiri a little bit. Uppercut by Tajiri. Back elbow. As the mist flies again. Roll through. BB Hulk chair shot to the head by Ace. Johnny Ace swinging the chair wildly, missing on Asuka a couple of times. Sends Tajiri out to the floor for Morishima. Oh, his stereo moonsaults? It's funny, there's so much stuff going on. I'm looking one way and miss stuff. You know, watch it back later. Oh, I missed that really cool spot. It's really a stereo moonsault. Again, those little things about this game that I just love. Pushing the 30-minute mark off the top rope. Asuka somehow manages to not hit 3 different people there right in front of her. Asuka wants to keep hitting Tajiri with a chair. I'll let her. Down to 5. BB Hulk. Morishima, I'm playing as. Tajiri with a miss. Asuka just picked up, and Johnny Ace in the blue tights with yellow boots. With 5 remaining. You see Bryan Danielson laying there. He got KO'd earlier by a sit-out pile driver by Walter. German suplex. Asuka with the bridge on Ace. 2 count. The strength there by BB Hulk. I know Tajiri's not that heavy, but he managed to get him up in a high angle there. Hoisting him up. He's going to take cheap shots on Johnny Ace whenever he gets the advantage on Asuka. So much for that 2.9 on near fall. Asuka, Johnny Ace to the outside, Tajiri top rope, moonsault, and it connects on BB Hulk, the cover. 2 counts. There's no measurement. Critical. BB Hulk just got critical by Tajiri. Buzzsaw kick to the head. Down to 4. All 4 participants outside the ring that are remaining not yet eliminated. Say that Asuka gets back in the ring. On the floor. There goes Asuka. It's Morishima the Black who just, there we go. Popped up into an ace cuff crusher there on the floor. That buzzsaw kick was vicious, you're right. Source material. Elbow. Tajiri fights out of a double team. It's an elimination match. Every man, in this case woman, for himself or herself. Rough landing there. Double knees in the back. A light tube. Tajiri threatening Asuka with a light tube. Oh, Asuka. A light tube to the head. And Tajiri an ace battle. 2 count. Asuka. More than a light tube. It's Combat Zone Wrestling in here. Big Japan or something. And the strength of Morishima just dropping Tajiri on that suplex. That didn't work out. Fired the crowd up a bit. Tajiri and I were on the same page there. Bring up the pin. Brainbuster by Tajiri on Asuka. See BB Hulk and Bryan Danielson both just laying there, getting knocked out earlier in the match. And a submission. Asuka gets a submission out of Johnny Ace. And Tajiri to a vicious brainbuster. Insult to injury. Ace's head might have caught the edge of that chair on the way down. It's down to 3. Asuka, Tajiri, and Morishima, who I'm playing as, holding the chair. Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper. And Morishima catches breath 37 minutes into this match. Sorry, Asuka, we're down to 3. Slam breaker. Come on, Tajiri, say it. Say it. I don't know what Tajiri's going to try there, but Asuka able to thwart it. Standing Rana by Tajiri on Asuka. Morishima with a chair to the head. Perhaps more the front of the face than anything. Roll through by Tajiri. 1, 2 from the chair. Oh, wow. Going for trying to get cute with it, but Asuka didn't need my help. She got it 2. Now Asuka. Asuka takes the mist to the face. Was she wiping the mist away? Not quite so precise with these chair shots. We got Yamaha straw cradle by Tajiri. There we go. Up and over by Asuka. On Tajiri. Pull him to the floor. Now a strike exchange. Now I think they have fair fight. Morishima. And Asuka. But both competitors fall to that. Take my pinfall there, Tajiri. No thanks. Again, my help not needed. Kick out at 2. Tajiri with the Enzugiri style Pele kick to the head. Senton off the top by Tajiri as Morishima looks on in that right corner. Tajiri be involved in here, okay. Yeah, block those. Dragon Sleeper. Yeah. Morishima celebrates, but the match is certainly not over. Tajiri being petty on the way out, kicking Asuka in the head. She avoids the clothesline, go to the outside. don't know if that's legal. Look at the power of Asuka on the floor. Taking over Morishima as the public address announcer warns the crowd. Asuka's ready for it. Letting off from that. I'm not going to disrespect Asuka like that. I'll sit on her like that, but I won't force her to lose. Being sat on by Morishima. Can he do a dive? And he can. A tope to the outside. High-risk offense. Takeshi Morishima, 44-plus minutes into the match. Boston Crab on the floor. We're near the darker section. Not much light over there. Not quite a scientific display of proficiency there, but I got the job done. Morishima rolls back into the ring with Asuka on the right side. More than 45 minutes into the match. Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper. Is this going to do it? Oh. Morishima escapes. Trying to be a big boss man hard time slam. There's a roll up. I'll let go of that too. Fez press. Will this be it? No. Knee lift by Asuka. Ankle lock. An ankle lock by Asuka. Morishima. One way to neutralize a big man. Take out one of his wheels. And another somewhat awkward looking tope to the outside over the top rope. You hear a thud over and over as Morishima stomps on Asuka's head there. That hardwood floor, not much give. The spotlight is on us over there. What was that about with Asuka rolling in all weird? That was unusual. 49 minutes plus. After all that to not have it work. That's what I was going for. That elbow found the mark. Look at the power. Morishima for the win. 2 counts. Okay, that's it, Asuka. No more freebies. I didn't let her out there. She needs my help on that. Can you imagine if Asuka takes out Morishima and I miss on that diving clothesline attempt? Not much range on that punch. Ankle lock on the floor. Can't win a fall that way, but you can certainly injure your opponent with it. Boston Crab on the floor. Asuka has become less obscured relative to the main camera. Asuka suplexes Morishima from the apron into the ring. What strength by Asuka. Morishima retaliates with a clothesline. Asuka rudely rolled out to the outside, falling face first, running clothesline by Morishima. The cover. 2 counts. Yeah, this has been a showcase. There's a roll-up. Well, let's do it. 2 count, not even the 2.9. If you ever want to see something rather interesting, there's that hard time slam. A sidewalk slam by Morishima. That'll do it. What a showing there by Asuka. But I was going to say, when she was known as Kana, K-A-N-A, her against Minoru Suzuki. I will never doubt her toughness after seeing that. More than 54 minutes. I think that's the longest one of these matches I've had in the Lou Plays Fire Pro era. Awesome job by Asuka, coming up just short against a much larger opponent. Your winner, Takeshi Morishima. All right, so that was the last match for episode 4. Source material, great talking with you. I'll do another one later this week, I imagine. This is Thursday morning. Oops, sorry if I popped the mic there. And really hitting the microphone on the side. So that's it for this broadcast. And if it's not tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, somewhere in there. I mean, the whole lockdown thing, there are limited options. This has been fun. I've enjoyed doing these with the live stream. I wasn't sure I was going to think about that, but I've enjoyed it to this point. So, likewise, Source, have a great day. And for the rest of you, likewise, have a wonderful day. We'll see you the next time with Lou Plays Fire Pro on the PC by way of Steam. Catch y'all next time.